Hello, View from Roby fans. It's Josh. We're not going to do an introduction. It's coming straight out because this is a serious matter. What everybody knows by now, yesterday, Stan Lee has passed away at the age of 95. I was at work, working in the shipyards. I'm a welder, and I was way, way up high. I was up like 6 decks above everybody else, just floating. I mean, I was up there, and I climbed and everything like that. And there's a guy who I talked to, he's in my crew, and we had this conversation like 6 months ago. And he says, when Stan Lee dies, I'm going to be an emotional wreck. And I thought, okay, well, he's in his early 90s. You're kind of expecting him to pass away. You've been seeing everything, these videos and these reports about how he's been handling, how he been since, his wife passed away, between his daughter and this management that's been taking care of him. But it still was a surprise when I saw that frame come up to me, and I got my shield on, and he taps me on top of my head. I'm filled up, and this is a grown man, and he's crying. And I said, I'm not going to use his name. I said, "What's going on?" He's like, "Have you checked your phone?" I said, "No, I haven't checked my phone." And I looked down my phone, and notifications are everywhere. And I was like, saw Stan Lee passed away at age 95, and I was just like, wow. And I looked at him, like 6 months ago, he said he was going to break down and cry. He was breaking down and crying. Grown man crying in the shipyard. He clocked out and left work. He couldn't take it. But that's how I did when I found out Prince passed away. I left early too, because Prince, to me, was a musical genius. So we live in a world now without Stan Lee. Stan Lee's brought so much joy, so much love to all of us. I mean, and not just the popular kids and the jock kids, the outcasts, the ones that has no friends, and he looks for that person. That's the person he was writing for. That's the person he was making characters. People like the X-Men. They were a bunch of freaks, but he made them feel, as welcome and wanted. That's how we felt. That's how I felt in December of 1985. I walked into a junior convenience store in Jessup, Georgia, after just moving from Houston, not knowing nobody, and everybody's already in there. Everybody's laughing and geeking at me because of what I dress and because of what my father does. So I was already kind of an outcast myself. And with the few money that I have, I picked up, that's right, ROM 73. Milgram. Milgram. Funny. This thing is bent. I took it to school every day. I folded it. You can see the crease. Every day for 6th grade, I took this to school, and I read it, and I read it, and I read it. And then I got 74 and 75, and who would have thought that was it? They stopped at issue 75 for 3 months. I'm like, what the hell? You teased me. And then I had to go to some other comics, and I went to X-Men after that. But this ROM 73, you see it right there. Stan Lee. He created all this. He created all this, and then I was consumed, and I mean, the world of comic books consumed my mind. The reading, the great stories by Chris Claremont and all the other writers, the art of Jim Lee, Will Sportatio, Rob Liefeld. I know, legs. Todd McFarlane. That art just, and then became, high school and women, and, I kind of diverted my attention away from comic books until about 2011. 2011, I just, by chance, just walked in this comic book store in St. Martin, Mississippi, and it just took me back to that 6th grade kid who bought ROM. And I mean, it's been like that ever since. Mostly now because of the art. I appreciate great art. Jay Lee, right there. Jay Lee's original. Jay Lee hand sketch. Nice. ROM wall here, Red Hood there, my CGC on the other side. It's just the art. I love the art and everything like that. And so I decided 5 years ago. So 2013, I went to my very first convention. I saw them on TV. I saw what they were going. But I did not know what I was getting myself into when I walked into that convention center in New Orleans and just saw the massive humanity that was all these cosplayers and pop culture fans. I mean, I was just blew my mind, and I was nervous. I really was. And plus the 2 hour drive from Mobile, I drank a lot of sweet tea, so my bladder got the best of me. So I went and walked in the public restroom before the gates opened. And there I am in the urinal just doing my business, and somebody walks in, and who would it? It's Stan Lee. Stan Lee goes to the urinal next to me. I'm like, do I say something? Do I reach out my hand? I know, bacteria. And say, hello, sir, how you doing? I said, no. This is not. That's Stan Lee next to me. Stan Lee. I'm in the urinal. He's in the urinal. We're right there. So I decided, just wait up. Hopefully I'm going to wash my hands after I'm done with my business. Hopefully he washes his hands. And then that's when I was going to do it. And by chance, I'm done and I'm washing my hands, and he gets to the stall next to me. And I said, hello, Mr. Lee. I said, my name is Josh. You changed virtually my life and with everything that you've done for comic books and pop culture and everything like that. And he asked me, who's my favorite Marvel character? And I said, Rom. He went, that robot's got a following. Really, he does. And I just told him thank you. And that was it. That was the only time I didn't go see him for autograph or nothing like that. I was more concerned seeing other artists and everything like that. And time spent, and the movies coming. You see his cameos in all the Marvel movies, and it's him that's created all these pop culture. He is on the pop culture. There's a Mount Rushmore pop culture. You have Mr. Rogers, Dr. Seuss, Stan Lee, George Lucas. Gene Roddenberry somewhere down the bottom. Sorry, Star Trek fans, but that's where he is. And I know he started it first before Lucas, yeah. But Stan Lee's there for 5-6 generations. He's been there bringing entertainment to us. So let's fast forward now to the last couple of years. You've been seeing everything on the news about his condition ever since his wife passed away. The treatment from his daughter and his management handling him. You've seen the videos on YouTube. He's just, no offense, he looks like a puppet. There's strings. There's people signing, controlling his hand and signing these autographs. And I felt bad. I really did. But I knew he was coming to New Orleans this past January, and I knew this might be my last chance to actually see Stan Lee and tell him thank you. So I went there, and I was trying to think, what do I want him to sign? That ROM 73, that torn and tattered one? I was like, no, that's something to do with me. I needed something that he did that motivated me and encouraged me. So this is going to be fun right here. X-Men 1. Stan Lee. This is a Stan Lee authentic autograph. The grade is 9.2 out of 10, but it's still perfect. Doesn't matter. It could be a 4.0. Stan Lee's autograph is right there for all time. Embossed, not going nowhere. I only have 2 autographs in my safe, and this is one of them. Arnold Palmer's the other one. We waited in line for 6 hours because he was tired, he was weak, he had to go to his hotel room. They were making announcements that if you came on Saturday, that if you come back on Sunday, he'll sign. He was really feeling bad, but he came back and he started doing autographs. And I finally, after 6 hours, I finally came in, and I knew he was incoherent. He really was incoherent. And what was sad was his handlers telling Stan Lee how to spell his own name. That got to me. I was like, wow, he's not going to be here for long. I really didn't. And he got my X-Men 1, and he signed it, and all I said is one final thank you. And he didn't look up. It was just a shell of a man. But it still doesn't matter. It's what he brought to all of us. What he did for all of us. So that was it. That's my tribute. That's my memories. That's this wall. This whole house is a tribute to Stan Lee. And I want to say from the bottom of my heart, sir, Excelsior.